Good evening, everyone. We have a match tonight of epic proportions between Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits versus Memefactory LLC. This marks the first of a doubleheader involving the Memefactory, as they look to increase their record from 13-1 and hoping to add on a total of 4 possible wins tonight. Meanwhile, their first opponents of the night, Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, coming in at a strong 9-5, looking to snag a few games off of the Memefactory. Who shall prevail? We'll find out shortly. Alright, it looks like the teams are organized. We're set to go. Game 1 is going to be on Towers of Doom. Before we get fired up here, though, let's go a quick review over the coin toss. Coin toss was won by Memefactory, who decided to take the first map and turn around to ban Brax's holdout. Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits banned Dragonshire and then picked Curse Hollow for map number 2. Memefactory choosing Towers of Doom for game number 1. Teams are ready, teams are set, let's kick this thing off. So, Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits are going to be having first pick here on Towers of Doom. As the teams load up in here. The infamous Turd Herder captain choosing to sit out game 1 after getting his team organized. So let's see where we go from here. We got a Murder ban right out the gate from Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, followed by a Deckard ban on the side of Memefactory. Both heroes, from what I remember in my brief chance of looking them up, are played strong on both sides. Alex Strauss on the second one here. Chat cry, reaching out about the mutual respect there in chat. Bans are coming in strong and fast here in this first game. Genji on the second ban here. No ninjas in this one, ladies and gentlemen. Towers of Doom, game 1, Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, opening up with the Dehaka. How will Memefactory respond? Taking their time here as we reach the final second. We get a Karazim followed by a Urel. So, warriors and healers going quickly in this one, both in the ban phase and in the early rounds of the draft. We'll get another set of picks here from Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, or Oats as you'll see across the top there, before we enter ban phase number 3. And it's a Johanna with a Raynor. It's getting a lot of control here from Olaf of them with the Dehaka grab, the Johanna pull. Both of those things are going to combine nicely with Raynor if he takes that ace in the hole talent at level 1. Let's see how the Memefactory is going to counter that with their third ban here. It's a Stukov, so locking out another healer option from Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. They might be looking here to ban a more sturdy frontliner, as the Jarl usually runs in the solo lane. Or they may even be ready to target a particular DPS. Getting down to the last seconds here. It's a Stitches ban. No spicy Stitches in this one. Memefactory calling that they're choking out one particular player. Oh no, could that spell bad news for the Memefactory? Gonna have to dig deep into their pockets for this one. They enter back quickly with Anubrak and Thrall, rounding out another frontliner and some frontline DPS. Mr. Papercut responding back to them, we just flipped a coin. Once the draft is over, there will be a small poll to allow you to vote for who you think is going to win match 1, so keep your eyes on the chat for that, ladies and gentlemen. It's rounded out here by Olaf and them with a Nazebo and a White Mane. So they're looking to get aggressive with this comp here. White Mane, of course, is the newest healer on the block. Fresh off the press. Grey Mane being selected as well. A reminder that we will not have Mephisto this round. He will be allowed in round 4, but here in this final weekend of round 3, he is not allowed. So lots of slows, lots of root and control coming out of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. Same thing coming out of the side of Memefactory as well. Yrel's got the leap and knockback to send him into Nubarak, who can cocoon with the spines and everything else. So ladies and gentlemen, cast your votes. Who's going to take game 1 after looking at these drafts here? We've got Dahaka, Johanna, Raynor, Nazebo, White Mane on the side of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, with Thrall, Yrel, Greymane, Karazim, and Anubarak on the side of Pretty Average. I'm sorry, Anubarak being played by Pretty Average on the side of me. Be looking to see how they come with their ults at level 10. That's going to be the biggest thing here, I think. You've got Thrall who can drop an Earthquake. Greymane's going to be diving in to clean him up. And Nubrak's going to be looking to zone out with the Cocoon. On the other side, you're going to have Nazebo possibly taking Gargantuan for zoning. The Haka's Isolation can really turn a fight as he gets it on one of the heavy casters or something deadly on that front line, blinding them, silencing them. And I apologize, the sound seems to be super loud here. On the side of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, we've got Seymour on the Raynor, Arrow on the White Mane, Mr. Papercut on the Johanna, Dahaka being played by Zell, and Nazebo being played by Coney's Island. Over on the side of Memefactory LLC, we've got Pretty Average on the Anubarak, Chad on the Thrall, Great Leon on the Greymane, Mr. On Edge on the Karazim, and Federal Funds on the Yrel. Ladies and gentlemen, here they go. Here comes the opening fight of Game 1. The opening poke, I should say. Right out the gate, Anubarak getting dragged by Dahak, but Yell's going to dive in there and interrupt. Getting a little low, though. He's going to have to back up. My camera going a little astray there. I apologize about that. The teams are going to split off, sending Memefactory down low to clean up that bottom lane as the Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits work their way down as well. Chad growing very low on health there. He's being chased hard, but Anubarak's going to get the interrupt. Now Johanna swinging his health bar, swinging the other way. Greymane driving out Nazebo. He's getting low. There's just damage all over the place here. Things pretty quiet in the top for Yrel and Thrall in the middle as Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits continue their little rotation here. It looks like they pause on the rotation up. Thrall starting the... Memefactory starting the Sapper camp there. Completing it rather quickly as they push back in here against Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. I'm going to call them Oats most of this match. Coney Island getting low, down he goes. unable to quite walk away from that one like he did the last dive from the Grey Mane there. White Mane's going to back for mana, and I think we have a lull here, but we can check some talents. Let's look at the level 1 talents here on the side of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, who look like they might be poking into their camp. Nope, Anubrak's going to poke it, though, and see what's there. We've got Ace in the hole, as I predicted, on the Jimmy. Martyrdom on the White Mane. Walls of Hope on Johanna. Enduring Swarm on Dehaka. And Thing of the Deep on Nazebo. Going to get that range. He's at 25 stacks of Voodoo Ritual at the moment. On the side of Memefactory, who's hit level 4, picked up their talents, and it looks like the in-game sound can't be heard. I will check that in just a moment. They're all going with Echo of the Elements and the Mana Tide. Marad's Insight and Aegis of Light as Memefactory invades the camp just as it's almost taken by Olaf. Seymour growing low, Great Leon growing low. He's going to go down. So is the Karazin. Jimmy and Greymane both go down there. Coney's Island dropping low again. Chad low on health. It is picked up by Olaf as the first few towers spawn. First one invaded and won by Dehaka. The sprays come out in the taunts. Chad's still running low on health as he comes up to help pick off Dehaka. Olaf looking to snag that bottom one as well. They do. And so it's going to be a battle here for this third one. Can Olaf and them get the 3-0 sweep on the first set of objectives? They do. It's going to be a nice 3-0 sweep as they get the early picks at the camp. Make the rotations. Dehaka abusing his dive. And I think our votes are in. A whole 2 votes came in. And it looks like y'all have picked a 50-50 tie here. So this could go either way according to the viewers. I am going to check on the sound here just a second. Fire that up a little bit. Let me know if that sounds better here in a bit. Camera going awry again there. Not sure why it was doing that. Anyways, Memefactory taking their camp again. Looking to push those sappers deep, get those front walls down there with them. Big point on TOD is to get that bottom lane, hold that bottom lane, keep the tower advantage for the extra shots, and get those sappers to this wall of this lane of death here, where they will fire their heads across the wall and hit the impenetrable core that can only be hit and damage taken by the objective or by the sappers. We have our next objective coming up as well. Both teams are now level 7. Mr. Papercut dropping low on the Johanna. Gonna slip out. White Mane hearthing again to grab some mana before the objective comes up here in 15 seconds. Boss is now online. Siege camp up top is still available. 17 seconds on the one here to the left. Joe again isolated. Thrall getting blinded. Anubrak getting blinded. They're going to back off. The objective is up, ready to be grabbed. In comes Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, looking to get the interrupts. Nazebo's wall going down, going to zone out the objective a bit there. Greymane in the back, just barely nicked by the blind. They're going to dive to Haka hard, though. Life after life, but that double health bar that Haka can build up is just keeping him alive there with the heals of the White Mane. Memefactory looking a little low on the health-wise here. Just having to group up with that Karazim. And there's the tongue again. Yavril gets the Dehaka kill, but not before he gets Greymane in the process, and down goes Joe. So this one swings in the favor of Memefactory, but Olaf not done yet. Yavril almost got that channel completed. And she does. She's down. Down goes White Mane, and Memefactory not letting up on the kills there. With level 10 halfway to availability there for Memefactory, they're going to continue rotating around, continue their soak as Olaf and them come back online. They need to dip in some of that Sweaty Bandit reserve I've heard they keep on hand and get their levels back here. They were doing good on pulling apart the ones that were isolated. They just need to keep it up, not get too spread out. Remember not to get too out range of their White Mane there. She's got to be able to deal the damage, and she needs the protection to do that. Memefactory keeping a poke on the bottom lane. Not choosing to invade that camp at this time. Yrel and Dahaka still looking out up top. As Olaf and them rotate down here to clean up this camp. Level 10s are online for Memefactory. We've got Sunder. We've got Ardent Defender. We've got Go for the Throat from Greymane, who's going to be looking to just make a bloodbath after he gets that first kill. Seven-sided strike from the Kharazim, going to help whittle down those tanks on the front line. And Cocoon coming out of a Nubarak. He's going to look to isolate one target, keep them out of the fight as long as he can with that, and hope his team can turn the favor with the 5-4 advantage during the fight. Next objective coming up. Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits going just shy of 10 here. Let's see if they can snag it before it comes up. They should easily. They do, and it's about a level and a half lead for Memefactory at the moment. With the Yrel and Dahaka still going at it up top. It's a bottom lane objective here. Sappers pushing in. And what Memefactory is going to want to do here is just keep zoning them out. Push those Sappers in as best they can. And if they can get these in before taking the objective, they'll get an extra shot here. However, they're going to end up only going to the tower that I missed there. Joe is in way too deep. She's going to pop the invulnerability, but it's not going to be enough. And here comes the follow-up. Whitemane is low. She's running off with Plea on her. Zella's in there. He's growing low. He's going to try to burrow and walk away. It's not going to happen with the swarm going. Everybody on the side of Memefactory going a little low on health as well. Choosing not to grab the objective just yet. There they go. With the advantage, I actually would like to see them keep stalling and see if they couldn't take that bottom tower there. Get that extra shot early. Get that advantage early. But respawn timers are low here at the moment, so it may have been a safer option there. And teams are back to the soaking action at the moment. Let's take a check on the top lane here. We didn't get much action when all the fighting's down bottom. Dahaka playing cleanup. Yrel rotating between two lanes here to keep soaking and cleaning up. And we've got more brawling down in the bottom lane. Nazebo grew low. Down goes the Joe. Gargantuan trying to zone him out while it can. Yrel's down here, though. She's ready to leap in and pick somebody off. Knockback from the Yrel. Down goes Jimmy. There's the wall. Almost snagging the Greymane there in the process. Not quite doing it, though. Whitemane going to hearth back to safety. Yrel meeting Dahaka in the middle. It's now a 13-11 advantage in favor of Memefactory. The level 13s are coming online here. We got Aldor Peacekeeper from Yrel. Going to lower the damage that can be put out by Olaf. On the prowl, coming for the Greymane. Quicksilver coming from Kharazim. Acid Drenched Mandibles from the Anubarak. And Frostwolf's Grace on the side of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. We missed their ults there. Let's take a quick look as the objective come online. We've got Hyperion for the zoning. Scarlet Aegis for the defense. And we'll check the others here in a second. There's a 7-sided strike from Kharazim. The fight coming in hard. Johanna popping her unstoppable. Nazebo's going to try to grab the objective while he can. There's a pull from Joe. It's going to slow the Yrel down. She's going to keep walking off. Peppercut on the Joe, drove in back. But now this is where Olaf and them needed to get the pressure. Zoe in too deep. He's not going to be able to get out of that one. And they're going to have to give this one up. They do still maintain the lead. It's going to be 28-24 in favor of Core Health, but not for long as Memefactory starts up on this boss. Making quick work of it with the combined damage from Thrall, Greymane, and Kharazim, and it's about to be a tie game here, folks. 24-24 all. We still got all the towers up. We've got a low bottom fort for the side of Olaf. Not much in the way of structure damage on the side of Memefactory, although they've got a low tower there. Low. Oh, they just lost the tower. I spoke too soon. Cleanup continuing as Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits try to get that soak, get back on the same talent tier, And speaking of talents, we should finish those ults. We've got the Blessed Shield from Johanna, Isolation coming out of Dahaka, Gargantuan from the Nazebo as we've seen several times, and their level 13's coming online as well. Next round of objective is going to be another triple here, as we got one in each of the two corners up top, and down here in the center. Level 13's being debilitating rounds for the Jimmy, Self-Righteous for Whitemane, Holy Fury for Johanna, Primal Swarm for Dahaka, and Ice Block from the Nazebo, so he's going to get the extra protection. Dahaka's going to add the damage, hopefully trying to counter that damage reduction coming out of the Urel. And here's another little fight going. Memefactory wants this fort before the next objective kicks off. There it goes. The lightning, chain lightning from the Thrall getting that little bit of poke. So did the Sappers. Just enough zoning there to allow it to happen. 7 striking strike landing almost every hit there on Jimmy. Down goes the Aegis. Whitemane is crawling away. Jimmy is crawling away. Trying to do what she can with the damaging heals there. There's a 5-shotter out of the side of Memefactory. A 3-shot coming from Olaf. And there's one objective left here to fight over. It's 19-21 in favor of Memefactory. Dahaka getting isolated again, and all the stuns just make it almost impossible to walk away there. And Jimmy's next on the list for Memefactory. No, they're going to get the isolation with the Cocoon on Whitemane. She could be in trouble, but Nubarak getting a little too deep there. Walking away with a mere 80 health. He's going to help pick off the Johanna on his way back. Memefactory securing the kills. They're going to steal the camp, steal this final objective here. And they're going to look to keep the map control going at this point. Chad getting aggressive. He wants more blood. Following the Nazebo, following the Jimmy. He's trying to chain lightning them down from a distance. Clearing the path for these sappers here. That's going to be 3 more damage going to the core unless Nazebo or Jimmy can turn around and get there quick enough to stop it. That's an unfortunate case. They were there long enough, just not quite able to sustain. So at this point, Olaf and them just need to be a little more careful on their aggression. They're both going in a little too deep at the same time, or not together. Joe's getting the pulls. Dahaka's not quite landing the tongues that he was early on. Not combining those two moves together like they started out in that first set of objectives. That said, Memefactory is a team that only gets stronger as it goes on. Whitemane, the real power jump hero here at 16-4. The side of Olaf and them. Dahaka does get the tower back, though. Or the fort back, apologies. Little bit of cleanup on the side of Olaf. Another camp taken for the side of Memefactory. We've got memes, we've got sweaty bandits, we've got lots of chaos and fighting. Kills 13-2 in favor of the Memefactory. And here's where Olaf and them can make some pushback here. They've got 2 objectives here. They really only need to get one. They don't need to throw their life away for both. Pick one. Wait to see if Memefactory will split themselves to try to take it or if they're going to try to stay bunched. But get yourself positioned. Get the Haka to get that drag. Followed up with the Joe pull and the Nazebo wall and unload. Papercut getting in there. He's already at half health. Karazim trying to take the bottom one. He's not good. He's going to stop to throw off the 7-sided strike. There's the zoning Hyperion, but down goes Jimmy. Caught out ahead of his tank, away from his tanks. Yavril getting in there with the knockback. Dahaka's looking to be next. Does he have Burrow? No, he doesn't. Down he goes. Oh, man. It's just a chain reaction there when the Memefactory gets going on those heroes. Greymane does that so wonderfully, cleaning up on the low damage heroes, especially when he's got the Thrall roots, the Anubarak stuns, the Urel knocking them back to be fed. With the 16-19 difference here, Olaf and them need to get some map control back. Get your camp. Look to keep an eye out on the camp from Memefactory. See if they send somebody down to get picked. They are going to take the boss here. This could be GG. Olaf hasn't noticed it yet. They do notice it now. They've got to make a risk. Get in there, Nazebo. Go, go. He gets stunned by the Anubarak. He's not going to be able to stop it. There goes the final 4 shots. That is going to be GG game 1 in favor of the Memefactory. What a game. Lots of good fighting. Unfortunately, a lot of things swinging in the unfortunate favor of Olaf and them, swinging in the favor of Memefactory. As we load up into the stats screen here, let's see what we've got. 35,000 healing from Whitebane, 9,000 bonus healing from Yarel with her trait talent. Karazim pumping out 44,000. Anubarak taking 40,000 damage and has a tank. Yarel 34,000. A whopping 75,000 damage taken by Johanna. 52 by Dahaka. That just shows they can take more damage. They've got to just be careful with it. They don't want to get caught out too much. 15-2 in favor of the kills. We had a game time of 16 minutes, 46 seconds. We're going to get prepped for game 2 here shortly. Stay tuned. It is Memefactory 1, Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits 0 after one game. As we go into game 2 here, I'd like to see similar comps. They both were making effective use of them. They just weren't quite getting the follow-up on the side of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. I'd like to see them run something similar, maybe get a little bit more use out of the bushes if they can get the Dahaka again. Started out strong, kind of tapered off towards the end. They just weren't quite getting those combos. And once Anubarak dove in, got the first stun, Yarel would fly in from Memefactory, send who they wanted back, and then Grayman would be there with his claws bared, ready to clean up, as Thrall would keep him stunned. Chain lightning poke from the Thrall, causing lots of spread damage, which can be tough for a Whitemane to clean up if she's not able to get in there and get the damage off, and she's having to spread those pleas quickly and desperately for the desperate plea. Then she's going to run out of mana very quick, and it's going to make healing awfully tough. We are setting up for game 2 here. It's going to be on the side of, or on the map of Cursed Hollow, which was picked by Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. So let's see if they can take their own tactics here, apply them to the map that they've picked, and swing this in the favor of a draw. As I get these teams set up here. Stick around, we'll be back shortly for game number 2. So it looks like both teams here are ready to go right into this next game. Ready to rock, ready to throw out the memes, pass off the Sweaty Bandit goods, smoke whatever it is that Sweaty Bandit's smoking, I'm sure we all know. Once again, game 2 coming up here shortly on Cursed Hollow, 1-0 in favor of Memefactory. As we make our way into the draft, first pick is going to be in favor of Memefactory this time. Here we go, Curse Hollow, game number 2 between Memefactory LLC and Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. First pick out the gate, Deckard Cain. He's either getting played all the time or he's not getting played at all. That seems to be the case. High pick ban right here in NGS, at least in Division E and over in my own division of Division D. Curse Olaf and Sweaty Bandits again, going to be on the blue side, banning the Jaina. Memefactory going to be on the red side, opening with the Deckard Cain ban, and let's see who they follow up for ban number 2. Asmodean being banned out. We didn't see Asmodean even picked on Towers of Doom there. He slipped through both the bans and the picking phase. That is a rare sight indeed. As a reminder, once the draft is over, there will be a poll to vote for who you think is going to win game number 2. What's going to happen? Will it be Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits snagging a win, getting the tie, getting that draw that they need? Or will Memefactory continue what they started and work their way into a 2-0 victory? And we got a Genji right out the gate after the Muradin ban coming on the side of Memefactory. So go ahead, begin your Genji memes. Need healing. Got Diablo on the side of Olaf. The Oats. Coupled with the Cassia, getting the early blinds there against that Genji before they have a chance to be banned out. Let's see how they respond. Will they get memey? Will they add to the memes of the Genji? Of course, Genji, one of those heroes that can, in the right hands, can be absolutely devastating. But in the hands of the wrong person, those I need healing memes really come true. We got Dahaka and Johanna being snagged by the Memefactory this time, so stealing away both the tanks from last game for the Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. And we've got our third ban coming up on the blue side, and it's going to be a Kael'thas. So zoning out the mages, the poke, very strong on this map. Stall those points as long as you can. Get your team there, get that point. Tight, close quarters, make Jaina and Kael'thas both very powerful. Same thing with the Asmodean. There's not a lot of room to run away sometimes. Stukov, the final ban there, his silence can be quite devastating on those points as well. Those curse points, while there's a lot of room to fight out in the lanes, once you get into those point areas, it gets a little compact and cramped. Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits are going to have pick 3 and 4 on their side. We got the Karazim and the Yrel. So returning the favor of the thievery. The Sweaty Bandits doing what bandits do best. Stealing away Karazim, stealing away Yrel. Although Yrel probably was going to get passed up by Olaf and them. Oh, no, sorry, not Olaf. Memefactory on this current draft, but still a great pick. Great solo laner. Going to be good against that Dahaka. Let's see how she gets utilized with that Diablo. A lot of knockback and control there. Alex Strasser and Hanzo. So we got the Shimada brothers coming out. Backed up by a dragon. Held down in front by a Crusader. And a horribly Zerg dinosaur. Oh, Olaf and them got themselves Diablo, Cassia, Karazim, and Yrel, a Holy Goat, a Nephilim, An old adventurer from the days of Diablo 2, an Amazon of the greatest caliber, Lord of Terror himself, and Medivh, the ancient wizard. Now, here we go. There goes the spicy calls. So Medivh's going to have the teleporters. He's going to have protection. He's going to have Raven form. He can just fly around and spy all day long. So, ladies and gentlemen, the draft phase is over. Swap phase is over. Tell me who you think is going to win game number 2 as soon as the poll pops up. So let's see how Olaf and them utilize these heroes. The slow from Diablo can combo very well with the massive auto attack spam that Cassia can get out. Medivh gonna be able to keep them in and out of fights quickly, get some jumps on people. You're all gonna be able to knock them back into those slows. Karazim's got great damage himself. Whereas Memefactory here taking the poke, taking the follow up, looking to whittle them away and let Genji do what he does best, and that's dive as deep as he possibly can and kill everybody. Got sprays coming out from Olaf and them, and on their side we've got Seymour on the Cassia, Karazim on the Zell, Mr. Papercut on the side of Diablo, Coney's Island on Medivh, and Arrow on Yorel. On the side of the Memefactory LLC, we've got Chad on Hanzo, Federal Funds on Dehaka, Great Leon on Genji, Alex Strasser being played by Mr. On Edge, and Pretty Average being played on the, or being pretty average with that average call there, being Johanna, pretty average. That's who's playing her. Level 1 right out the gate. A little slow start here. Let's take a look at the talents. Medivh already getting in there, trying to get those stacks. He taking the winds of celerity, increasing the Raven form movement speed, gonna allow him to get in there and spy as much as he can really quickly across the map. Of course, he's got this quest Arcane Rift. 40 heroes is going to empower that, reduce the cooldown to 1 second, and increase the damage at the same time. Diablo's going to be gathering souls with it while running the Feast on Fear talent. Cassia taking Thunderstroke. Iron Fist from the Karazim. And Yorel taking Maraud's Insight. So they're going for the damage build Karazim here. Going to look to utilize as much extra damage as I can with the Medivh in the back. Well, since his rework, Medivh can pump out the numbers. Joe getting the slow there. Mr. Papercut having to walk away. Half health. Lord of Terror being driven off for now by the Crusader and her ninja buddy and her dragon buddy. Talent-wise, on the side of Memefactory, we've got Simple Geometry, Tissue Regeneration, Swift as the Wind, Circle of Life, and Laws of Hope. So Joe's going to be kept up pretty well with the self-sustain there. Rotating down, Memefactory gathering in a bush here. Alex and Genji gathering in a bush. Yorel is sitting here unsuspecting, sees the fireball, leaps away, backs up. She does not want to deal with the Shimada brothers and a dragon at the same time. Rotating back up to the mid here, we've got Diablo and Karazim still poking in the mid against Joe and Alex. Genji and Hanzo kind of roaming about. Hanzo's going back to middle. Genji going down to deal with Yorel. I actually would like to see Yorel and Medivh switch. Medivh could probably hold his own against a Genji in bottom lane with the protection and the ability to get in and out behind that wall. Maybe even be able to bait him into diving the wall there. Still poking back and forth, back and forth. First tribute going to be coming up in the bottom lane. Hanzo starting the Siege Giants down here in the bottom right. Cassia taking the ones in the top left. Medivh firing up that Raven 4. He's going to fly on down. That's going to leave Dehaka to gather some extra XP there. Of course, he can burrow his way in at any point. The first objective online. Let's see how it's handled by both sides. Diablo fighting the Dehaka as he comes in from that back bush. Getting the stun, but he burrows right out of it. There's the flame. There's the flip. Now Dahaka's in trouble. There's the smack from Yrel, but he's going to walk away. Alex immediately getting to that dragon form, looking to zone with her gusts. Spreading the health and the damage with the fire breath. Joe pulled in. Diablo is low. There's the protector from Medivh. He's going to back out. That is Kerosene dropping low as well. Yrel blinded, Cassia blinded, so blinds on both sides. Going to kind of hinder the damage on both ends, except from the Medivh. Diablo getting another flip on the low health Joe, but she's going to pop on Iron Skin and walk on out of there. Genji growing low. He's got protected, by the way. And Memefactory going to back out here when Genji's going to be left to poke as Diablo tries to zone it out and keep that from happening. There's the charge. No flip on the follow-up. Doesn't need it. They get the first objective in the favor of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, but Memefactory went back to soaking, falling a little bit behind in the soak there during that fight. Dahaka cleaning up the giants, and the soak lead coming from this tower falling here. Alright, let's see what everybody picked to win the game here. Looks like we have another 50-50 vote, a total of 2 votes. I love it. It's a brand new feature, people. Make me want to keep it. Second tribute coming in here in the top left corner. Again on the side, favoring Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, so the third one's guaranteed to be at least in the middle, possibly on that right side, more in the favor of Memefactory. For the moment, Memefactory getting the zoning. Looks like Olaf opting to give this one up. Keeping the slight, about quarter level leave as the level 7s have come online. And with the lull here, let's take a look at those level 4s. With Knights pushing middle. Bottom lane pushing in favor of Memefactory as Yrel makes her way down. Dahaka and Medivh still going at it there in the middle. Cassia 23 stacks of her Thunderstroke, picking up Inner Light and Surge of Light along the way in her talents there. Kerosene following up his Iron Fist with an Earth Ally and Blazing Fist. Earth Ally, of course, grants physical armor to nearby heroes. That's going to help weaken the poke of Genji and Hanzo there. Diablo nearly on his first full stack of Soul Stones. Of course, when he hits that 100, he becomes devastating. And when he dies, he comes back almost instantly. It's a mere 5 seconds, but he drastically drops in power. Following that up with Souls of the Flame to help keep his soul count high. And Eternal Flames. Going to be able to recharge every time that fire stop every time he gets a stun on the flip or the charge. Here's our second objective coming up in the bottom right. Memefactory getting there first, looking to start zoning out already. They're getting the jump on Yrel. She's going to be able to leap away. Medivh scouts it out now. He's ready to go. He's looking. He's at 35 stacks of his Arcane Rift, so he needs to be careful here. No unnecessary risk here. It's only the second objective in the side of Memefactory if they get it. Get those stacks finished first, Medivh. He's getting low, and Memefactory knows he's the close. There's the teleporter. He's going to get out of there safely, getting the 37 stacks. Diablo on Chad. Chad getting close. Hanzo trying to back out. There's the dragon from Alex Strasser again. Health going down all around as Cassia's keeping the poke on. Alex isolated. Chad coming back in from the bottom. Alex is low. Can they get to her? Hanzo's low in the bottom. They drive out the Memefactory with the Medivh portal dropping everybody into that back line there at the end to zone them out the rest of the way. And it's 2-1 in the favor of tributes here for Olaf. Suppose it'll help read talents if I hide the talents there, the poll there, huh? New feature, like I said. So I was right about that one being on the right side, but that's going to bounce the fourth one here in the favor, back to this side here, in the favor of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. The advantage comes from being able to be a little closer to their well when it's up. They're starting their boss here. Memefactory not aware of it. Not starting theirs. It's a little risky with that being down on this bottom here. Medivh is low. He did finish his Arcane Rift, so Diablo's got his souls. He's going to be ready to rock for this fight. Bottom objective coming up. This is one that Memefactory is going to have to contest. They don't want to give up the curse, especially with the boss already pushing. But the timing of it may be just enough. As Alex and Hanzo are still up top collecting that camp, Dahaka's going to continue to soak. Level 10s are online for both teams. And here comes the first curse with the giant boss pushing bottom lane. First tower down, second tower going down quickly. Pushing in the well. And Memefactory just on the back foot here, kind of watching, judging what they can do until the rest of their help gets here. Level 10 ult on the side of Olaf as they rotate out. Going to let the boss keep pushing and go see if they can do some more damage here in the middle. We've got Ball Lightning from Cassia. 7-sided Strike from Karazim. Lightning Breath from Diablo. Arcane Rift from Medivh. That's going to definitely be useful for stalling a point out. Setting up some picks. Setting up anything kind of combo they want. An Ardent Defender from the Urel. Scoring another tower. Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits keep cleaning up. Lowering the rental value and the property value here on the side of Memefactory. Johanna having to pop the iron skin there. Alex flying up into the air with her ult that we've not looked at yet. Uh-oh, Karazim's getting low. There's the stun. Blessed Shield getting the stun, but not quite getting the damage. Oh, there's the scatter arrow. But Alex goes down in the process. Down goes Genji. Joe is next. Down she goes. Cassia cleaning up as once the Alex landed. There's the last from Coney Island. That creepy Medivh phase as Hanzo, I'm sorry, keeps cleaning up there. They're going to invade the top boss. Possibly, maybe even get this look to pick off this Dahaka here. Cleaning up the wave, they are looking to invade and take out this top fort while they can. Heroics on the side of Memefactory LLC. We've got Dragon's Arrow, Isolation, X-Strike, Cleansing Flame, and Blessed Shield. Isolation again, causing a silence, causing a blind that prevents you from even seeing what's going on around you on the screen. Hanzo with the Scatter Arrow build, that's going to be useful for poking down bosses and camps as quickly as they can. Dahaka going for regeneration and health. Extra tongue cooldown. Medivh scattered out this boss. Is Olaf going to turn around? They don't have long with Hanzo spamming the arrows. That scatter arrow, especially with that build, is going to tear through bosses. Diablo is here. He's looking to get in there. Joe's trying to stall him out. Dahaka trying to keep him out. There's the lightning breath. Medivh's ready to drop down and drop the arcane rift. Here he goes. He misses, but he does get the steal. He did snag 2 users. It worked. That may have been his own team that he missed. I may have read that wrong on the screen. Maybe I should turn colorblind mode back off. But this fight is continuing hard, and people are low on both sides. People dying on either side. 2 kills in the favor of Memefactory. 1 in favor of Olaf. 2 in favor of Olaf. 3 in favor of Memefactory. Dahaka is low. Is Medivh going to give chase? As Urel's going to slowly back out there. Get that self-heal on, and Medivh's looking for blood, possibly. He's got health. He's got the way to get out. He's going to keep it up with that cooldown every time he hits somebody. Got to keep spamming the Arcane Rift, and he can dish out the damage with it. Boss is down to half health as it takes out the towers on this front wall keep. Followed up behind this with the Siege Giants, and Medivh's finally going to take a flight. Get a view of the scenery here, and just kind of keep an eye on what's going on. Bit of a lull here. 13 is online for both teams. Genji trying to keep that middle fort from going down. Got Grounding Bolt from Cassia, slowing enemies. Fist of Fury from Karazim. Hellfire from Diablo. Reabsorption from Medivh. That's just going to help keep people alive even more. Healing 70% of the damage it deals to the targets around it. He did take Arcane Explosion at level 7. So about a 1 level leave here in favor of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits this time. Another tribute coming online in the top left. Both teams are at 13, so Memefactory going to want to get engaged here while they can on the same talent tier. Ninja Assassin from Hanzo. Ferocious Stalker from Dahaka. Flow Like Water from Genji. Life Unbound from Alex Strasser, and Blessed Hammer coming from Johanna, wanting to get out that little bit of extra damage, a little bit of extra zoning. As this tribute is up, it looks like neither team making a push for it just yet. Memefactory having to do some cleanup, taking their giants. Olaf and them snagging their boss again as Medivh comes up, drops down to start channeling. Back into the sky he goes, majestically flying across the battlefield. They invade the night camp for Memefactory, who is busy dealing with the boss in the bottom lane. It's sniffed out by Dahaka, though. Not much he's going to be able to do about that by himself, as level 16 has come online. Martial Law, Echo of Heaven, Domination, Arcane Charge, more damage with each hit. Every time he hits somebody with Arcane, he's going to do 15% more damage on the next one. And Holy Wrath coming from Urel, that's AoE splash damage all around. Big fight in the middle. Alex Strasser takes off into the sky, looking to deal some damage while keeping Dahaka topped off, spreading the heals to her backline. Is she going to come down in a safe enough spot? She does, but Dahaka gets flipped. Oh, Cassia getting low. Genji trying to do some work. Down goes Dahaka. And Memefactory backing off again. Hanzo trying to get the scatter arrow kills as Genji was in that backline. Almost got the Cassia. Next tribute is up. It is channeled. It is another curse in the favor of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. So Memefactory going to clean up these giants, as those can be the most devastating thing going in here. Uncontested with no curse, they're going to tear through any buildings that are there. But that leaves Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits pushing strong in the bottom lane. And of course, with the curse, minions die in a single hit. Towers and forts and keeps do absolutely no damage. And so it's a tough defense if your team gets too spread out or the other team has camps pushing hard with it. There's the Earth ally down. Carries him with the 7-sided strike opening. Dahaka's got the snag on Urel. She's going to walk away. There's the slow from Diablo. Lightning Breath doing its thing. Who's going to get isolated? Who's going to get picked off first? Genji getting a big X-Strike, but Cassia being protected by Medivh, and then she gets the spear onto the Hanzo. Dahaka getting low. He doesn't have much in the way of his regeneration ability there. And Cassia gets another kill on the Genji. She's just hurling spears. Rightfully so. She's forced a harpoon here, and she is just fishing for kills. That one was bad. I'm sorry. So Memefactory here down 3 levels at this point, looking to get some soak back. Lost the bottom keep. They're going to have pressure in that bottom lane the rest of the game. And Olaf and them looking to take this top boss now. This is the time. Memefactory needs to find this quick and get in there. They've got to be wary of the Medivh Arcane Rift again. Are they going to give it a shot? They're not going to get there in time. There's the boss. Dahaka's isolated. This could spell trouble for the poor Zerg. Lightning Breath comes out and his health just drops. And Diablo doing a little bit of B-stepping there. Right on top of the corpse of his enemies. That's very fitting. Well done. Really filling the role of Diablo there. Spreading the terror with each kill. So Memefactory is going to look to hold this off as best they can. There's a boss pushing. Level 20 on the side of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. This is going to be a push to end, more than likely. Boss is at 3/4 health. Core health going down. Shield is on its way. Diablo's in the backline trying to keep Alex at bay, so her team can't do much in the way of defending. Core at 70%, 60%. Boss is still going strong. Joe keeping the interruptions going. Urel keeping the interruptions going. 2%, 0%. That is it. GG. Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits score a draw. Pulling back in game number 2 with a resounding victory. As we go into the stats here again, at the end of game number 2, so Olaf and them showing why they picked that map. They had a game plan, they had the Medivh, they had the Diablo, they knew what they wanted to do, they executed it almost flawlessly that game. The kills went 10-5 in favor of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits, snagging back the draw. Looking at the stats here, Medivh with 8,000 healing off of his shield, Yrel with 24,000 healing off of her abilities, Karazim scoring 45,000, so just so much healing on the side of Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. It was hard to poke through that at times. Alex Straussen with 58,000, 144,000 combined tanking between Dahaka and Johanna, just damage everywhere on both sides. Not far behind from Diablo and Yrel. Good soak from the Yrel, good soak from Dahaka. 10-5 again the kills. 18:01 the time of our game, and I'm going to see if I can get a player from each team in here to go over their games. So there you have it, the final 1-1. As soon as I can click the right buttons there. 1-1, we have the draw between Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits and Memefactory LLC. Let's see if I can get somebody in here. Wait on a representative, see if somebody shows up. Once again, Division E action here tonight. 1-1, the final here between Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits and Memefactory LLC. One at a time. Hey boys, I'm assuming y'all are from Olaf with the name here. Okay, and Coney? Awesome, y'all both from Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits? Awesome, so, going into game 1, they yeah, Towers of Doom can be a rough map if the strategy one team looks to execute starts working and yours doesn't, especially if they can get that advantage on that bottom lane. But you started out strong there, taking all 3 of the objectives right off the bat. So how do y'all feel it started, and what do you think? Where do you think it started going south for y'all? Yeah, once they got that cocoon, they started getting those combos on those ults. It became real hard to stay in those team fights for you guys. Uh, but that said and done, you still fought with them towards the end. It wasn't that big of a difference, if I recall. Only 12 points, I think. You still snagged a few of those late games objectives. They did get that bottom fort from you once. Got the one push of sappers in there, but it was those 2 boss bosses that really swung that in their favor. But I'm sure y'all don't really want to talk about game 1 that much. How about game 2? I don't blame them for being a little scared to fight under the boss. I mean, I think really what swung things in y'all's favor in that one, y'all had some really good Medivh play. He was getting some really well-timed protections. He had that beautiful ley line seal on the boss steal. Oh, was it? Yeah, that was a... They can't hear you guys. Oh no. Hold on. Something's up. Well, that sucks. That means it's not going to be picked up on the thing either. Let's give it... Let's recap here. Let's see if my thing is not picking it up. Hold on. OBS is not showing that's picking it up. Y'all go ahead and say something.
Oh, check one, check one.
There we go. My Discord was muted for some reason. That's alright. I'm sure they don't mind re-answering a few questions, as the chat says. So, rewind here. Game 1, it sucked, didn't it?
It sucked hard. It did. We're not good on Towers of Doom. We need to get some more practice on it. We made a couple bad calls and some bad soak in the lanes, and we lost at our advantage in some of the team fights because of it.
So there's the TLDR of Game 1, ladies and gentlemen. They didn't want to talk too much on that one, but Game 2, they had some I guess you could say shots fired towards the Memefactory there about the bosses.
Yeah, I was saying before that I think that they looked like they were a little scared to fight underneath the boss, and when you're going against a Medivh, you kind of can't do that. You have to be there on the point fighting, and that really hurt them because they let that ley line go down. And Conan, you can pick it up there with your Medivh plays.
Yeah, I mean, I think where we really won that map was being able to cycle those bosses, and we made some key calls trying to skip a tribute to get a boss in, and we got a little bit lucky with the tribute placement being right next to the bosses. So a lot of things worked out in our favor, and we just rolled with the punches and ended up winning the game. And it was a good game, fun game. So I'm glad.
Definitely, I'm glad y'all turned things around there. Got the draw. So, and definitely probably the best boss call y'all made was getting that one right before sacking that third tribute at the beginning of the game. And it allowed y'all to push that first fort down and left them to clean it up while you went and took out some more towers and stuff. That really swung the experience in y'all's favor. Was glad to see the Medivh. Glad to see how it turned out for you guys. Getting the draw, bumping y'all's record, I believe, up to 10-6. So hopefully that helps push y'all towards the playoffs. And I wanted to thank you guys for jumping in here for a quick interview. Sorry about the sound issues. I'm going to see if I can snag somebody from the factory.
We're just a bunch of sweaty bandits.
Thank you.
Great games, guys. Thanks for hopping in here.
All right. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
That was Olaf and the Sweaty Bandits. So we can get somebody in here from the side of Memefactory. So coming up, don't forget after this one here in about half an hour or so, depending on how long it takes us to get everything swapped over and get the teams ready, we will have another match involving Memefactory LLC, and it will be against Rohirrim. I believe I'm saying that right.
That's how I've been pronouncing it.
Ah, turd, you snuck in here. That's what I get for having notifications off. So, you chose to sit on the sidelines for this one. What are your takes on game one?
Well, choosing to sit on the sidelines is an interesting way to put it. The team, we have a draft and a comp coach, and he was the one who decided who was going to be playing tonight, and this was my turn. So we have 6 very active guys. As far as first game goes, I think the guys executed their strategy perfectly. We've played on Towers of Doom several times now, and I think it went just the way we expected it to.
Awesome. Well, you should have just said that, yeah, that was your call.
That was probably the easier way to do it.
Now,
right?
now I know that they just went in and they said, yeah, we don't need you tonight. Get out of here.
Yeah, right.
So game
it was
one,
more diplomatic than that, but yeah.
all right. Game one went in y'all's favor. Started out a little rough. They did get those first 3 objectives, though.
I don't think we've had all 3 of those first objectives go against us. I think we've gone at least 1 for 3, but primarily 2 for 3. So that was a little nerve-wracking here on the sidelines.
Definitely. But as the team comp started to come online, you had the new rack stuns, you had the cocoon, you had Yarel just knocking people back to Greymane, feeding him lunch and dinner over and over again. And as things started coming together, it started rolling in y'all's favor there.
Exactly. And I know that there was a little protesting in the in-game chat when they banned out the Stitches and the Muradin and they picked the Joe, but we're very confident on a Nubarik. We're very confident on plenty of heroes.
Good. So let's take a quick look at game 2, as we know we've got to get started for y'all's second match here, shortened in like half an hour.
Yeah.
So game 2.
We're all taking a breather. I've been ready. So
game 2 started out kind of evened out there, and then things just started going south for y'all. It didn't quite work out for y'all that second game.
Yeah, and we have a strategy for Cursed Hollow, and your viewers and probably the rest of NGS won't believe when they hear this, but Cursed Hollow is actually one of our stronger maps when it comes to Team League. Unfortunately, it's now the only map we've lost on, so we're expecting that it's going to be picked in the coming matches. But we have strategies on here, and we need to execute them. And I think there was a little problem with that on this particular game. And for any team out there watching that thinks they could pick Cursed Hollow, I think we'll be ready and we'll be prepared to execute that strategy.
Good. And I think 2 big defining moments in that game were both those first bosses that came out of the side of Olaf and them, and they got that first one right before zoning your team out and getting that 3rd tribute. So they had a good amount of push going on that first one. Y'all, the guys in the match held it off pretty well, only losing the bottom fort and I think most of middle, not quite the middle fort yet at the time of the curse. But what really swung it was that fight on that top boss. They got pulled away from the boss. Medivh just hovered over it, waiting on that thing to go down, dropped down, fired off his rift, and just casually flew off after taking it from him.
Yeah, and I think at that point the momentum shift was palpable. I think if you were looking at the XP totals and the level totals, which I know you were, we were down I think top fort, bottom fort, and we were still even in levels. I think we were doing our best we could in the moment with the situation we had, and the momentum just shifted as soon as that boss got taken. And we've already kind of deconstructed the gameplay there, and we're working on. We'll be ready for it next time.
Definitely. So ended up with the draw. Y'all are still, I believe, going to be sitting at the top in second place with a now record of 14-2.
Yes, we'll be second place. Although we've been technically in second place most of this game, just because we've played our games behind Married to Mediocre. But we're ready for them. We actually have a game set up Monday, and we've been preparing most of round 3 for them actually.
Awesome. Let's see if you guys can shift your focus for the next match here. You're going to be playing Rohirrim.
I don't.
So, I'm going to cut the interview a little short so I can make sure everything's ready to go for that one, as I did pick up a co-caster for it too. So.
Oh, great. Yeah, we got to head back to the locker room. We're going to put our heads together and make sure things go as planned. So
put on some fresh jerseys, hit a quick shower, get ready to go.
Exactly.
Get some fresh memes rolling on the line there.
Oh yeah. Oh, the memes are always fresh. So,
thank you, the herder of turds, jumping in here to
himself.
give some feedback for his team. Hope they were listening in. Get back there, get ready to roll. You guys got a doubleheader coming up here shortly. It's going to be against Rahirham. So stay tuned. About 20 to 30 minutes here. We'll have match number 2 of the night involving Memefactory. Thanks for tuning in. I'll see y'all shortly.